Hello there, producer Randall here. This episode was recorded last year before the tragic deaths of Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. Our heartfelt thanks for the many years of advocacy for equality, as well as the decades of film and television that provided countless cherished memories for millions across the globe.
Well, I just out of school, like I'm real cool. Gotta dance like a fool. Got the message that I gotta be a wild one. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. Gonna break it loose, gonna keep it moving wild. Gonna keep it swinging, baby, I'm a real wild child.
As they're setting up, can I tell you about this deeply unhinged game that I am obsessed with and is my whole personality now?
Sure.
Yes.
It is a game called Date Everything.
Date
Everything.
Okay.
And in this game, you as a character get magic glasses where you can walk around your in-game house and use these glasses to turn the inanimate objects in your house into hot human beings that you can all date.
Wait, is this a computer game or a PlayStation? What is this?
So it's on Steam. I have the hiccups. It just came out. And it is so fucking weird and unhinged, and I love it.
It sounds like one of those games where you date a sword, or you
can date a sword, but instead you can date your couch, or you can date your bed. I just captured a screenshot that the game explains that you are not literally having sex with your furniture, which I didn't expect to screenshot in a game.
JD Vance is going to be so sad.
No.
Felicia Day is in it. They have a lot of good.
That's pretty good.
People with it. Ugh. These hiccups are going to kill me.
It's going to be fun.
So at some point you may get...
I would love to see a screenshot of how your couch is a hot person you can date.
I will take pictures of the hottest ones and send them your way.
Please.
Because it's great.
Oh my God.
What?
Nyx just found the spring.
Oh
no, not a cute kitty.
Your new kitten?
Yeah.
Found a spring?
Yeah. It's like a plastic spring that cats play with.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We have
many.
And she loves it. I didn't know that even Achilles really likes it. It's Achilles. She really love it. Achilles was playing with it this morning, and then brought it like a really good sign of friendship. Brought it in front of her and dropped it next to her, so that she could play with it.
That's a healthy sibling relationship.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Echo is licking a wall.
Are we recording? We're recording.
Well, that's
I don't know where our cats
less healthy sibling relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of unhealthy sibling relationships, welcome to You're No Fun Anymore, the podcast where we deal with our nostalgia. I'm Randall.
I'm Dana.
I'm Bryce.
I'm Alexandra. And I'm Helen. Oh my God, cat.
Oh my God, cat. We have a new kitten. Yeah.
With the new kitten. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to see a dead body?
No.
Because we're taking a trek with 1986's Stand By Me or Bachman Spurns Your Hormone Drives.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah. That was a little bit of a mouthful.
I don't even know if I get that reference. Bachman Turner Overdrive?
Yeah.
No, Richard Bachman.
It's a Richard Bachman novella. Yeah.
I still like the long walk to see a body.
Yeah, The Long Walk to See a Body. I would also accept Preteen Macabre Urchin Boomers.
That's a read.
This might be questionable because of the age issue. The Fellowship of the Twinks.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Because they were all very
They got to be young. They got to be young when they're twinks.
They were actual kids, though, right?
They were actual kids.
They were actual kids.
They were like
they were
12. I think River Phoenix was the oldest one at 14.
What about the really lost boys?
Yeah.
The really lost boys.
Yeah.
In all our lives, there's a fall from innocence, a time after which we are never the same. It happened in the summer of 1959, a long time ago.
Oh man, wait to hear this. Wait to hear this. What is it, man? You guys want to go see a dead body?
When the night...
We interrupt to bring you an update on the search for the missing 12-year-old Ray Brower.
Kid's gone. They're never gonna find him.
Not where they're looking. We're gonna be famous. We're gonna be on every radio and TV show in the country.
I still don't think we should go.
I'd like to go someplace where nobody knows me. We found him. We got dibs.
Better start running, Eyeball. They got dibs.
There's 4 of us, Eyeball.
You just make your move. You're dead.
For some, it's the last real taste of innocence.
I'm never gonna get out of this town, am I, Gory? You can do anything you want, man.
And the first real taste of life.
This is really a good time. It must.
A blast.
But for everyone, it's the time that memories are made of.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand. Stand by me. Stand by me.
Content warning. This selected film may contain scenes depicting the following: teen gun violence, physical violence, genital predation, implied child abuse, body shaming, homophobic and ableist slurs, language, underage drinking, thanatophilia, extreme emesis, stereotypical boomer emotional abuse, questionable railway safety protocols, poor dietary practices, and smoking. And now, back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
Yeah, and also, it's got two of the young guns in it.
That leech scene?
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I had forgotten about the leech scene.
No, I never did. I think it hits a little different for
Is that a core memory, Randall?
Yeah.
You know what I didn't forget, though? The barfing scene that I had to get up and walk away from the television. Because I cannot watch that scene to this day.
Randall is like, this wasn't in the story, was it? I'm like, yeah, you need
It's a whole
Stephen
chapter in the
King
book.
taking an aside to go on a random tangent. Yeah, that was in the book.
It was in the book, and it was described in even more disgusting detail in the book.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, he loves those like weird asides.
Also, sorry, not sorry in advance for Dana and I going down Stephen King rabbit holes.
I get it.
Deal
Stephen
with
King
it.
is your fandom, but I got to tell you, I think I just don't like coming of age stories. I do not like this movie.
You want everybody to be born a 44-year-old woman?
Yeah, it's just not for me. Any kind, like a Bildungsroman, coming of age. I'm
just going to throw out there that Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit are kind of coming of age stories.
Yeah,
they are.
Sorry, they're like they're more coming out stories.
No, show me the difference. The only difference here is that they are going to see a dead body, and Frodo was going to take a ring to a mountain.
The characters are like centuries old.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
But they're all still coming of age.
Always grow up.
It's that whole leaving your small town, looking back, and everything has changed because you.
Yeah. No, Lord of the Rings is more of an anti-fascism, anti-industrialism story. Yeah,
that's how you read it. I read it as a bunch of teenagers because if I don't, it's so boring that I can't handle it.
Grown people.
Lord of the Rings is boring.
We're not watching Lord of the Rings today.
We were watching Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, we should talk about the year before we get into some of the
actual
details
screaming.
Of this.
I didn't think there was going to be screaming this episode.
Well, I wasn't screaming about.
I'm not going to scream.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of like.
Minutes in, there's already
we're going to have like disappointed sighs. Yeah.
Oh, good.
A lot of ennui.
Ennui. Well, I mean, that's very fitting for this.
It's very fitting.
Yeah.
People have too much time on their hands and nothing to do with it.
Come on, Kitty. We're going to tell these people.
This came out in 1986, and the year is 1986. The United States is in a panic about juvenile crime. That's right. Juvenile crime.
I thought you said juvenile.
Yeah. This year would see a surge in reporting across the nation of teen gang violence and gangs like the Crips and Bloods becoming common parlance in American households. Also, gangs like Barrio Azteca, Pena, aka Public Enemy Number One, and then Bloodline Latin Kings. All of them were founded this year as offshoots of like older, more established gangs. The media. Yeah, and all of this added media attention. Added media attention to the phenomenon of teen gang violence caused a rash of state laws against juvenile crime across the country, with states like Michigan introducing over 24 bills just addressing the juvenile justice system alone this year. It was mostly to shove them into the adult courts, which, that worked out so well. Mm-hmm. This was also the year Stephen King would release his 22nd novel, though 17th under his actual name, It.
Yeah.
The coming of age story set in the late 1950s about some loser kids in a small rural town.
Yeah, I'm so bored. We had an It DVD from a certain person.
Can we
was that the Tim Curry one?
No, it was just showing up. It was kept showing up. We kept putting it down. It was it because we kept putting it downstairs and it kept coming back into the room. And we're like, how did this happen?
Sounds about right.
It's haunting you. It would go on to become one of Stephen King's highest selling books, I believe, with over 2.5 million in estimated sales and scaring an entire generation, or scarring an entire generation about sewer grates, among many, many, many other things. For those of us that read it maybe a little bit too early, that whole refrigerator.
Saw the miniseries a little bit too early.
Yeah. The refrigerator scene where he keeps putting all the animals is really upsetting. When you get to that in the book, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, just a little sociopath. Yeah. Speaking of huge impacts, a 44-car B&O freight train passing through Montgomery County, Ohio, would derail over a bridge outside of the city of Miamisburg, carrying molten sulfur, yellow phosphorus, and a tallow, amongst other noxious chemicals. Several cars would erupt into flames over the next 2 days, spewing 1,000-foot high cloud of phosphorus across the area, causing the single largest evacuation in Ohio history of over 30,000 people across the county. Fortunately, there were no casualties. About 500 people reported injured, and it would lead to over $1 billion in litigation over the next few years. Thank God we fixed the trains. On the sweeter, non-explodey side, in Okmulgee, Oklahoma.
Sure.
I don't know why you didn't do yourself, Randall.
At their annual pecan festival.
I mean, that was actually American. So
the town would endeavor to create the world's largest pecan pie.
Yum.
And achieved it, they did. With the help of some of the OSU students from the bakery department, they turned over 1,100 pounds of sugar, 88 pounds of margarine, 180 pounds of pecans, 755 pounds of corn syrup, and 6,396 eggs into a 3,200-pound pie measuring about 12 and a half feet in diameter. But this was short-lived, as only mere months after they completed this, the town of Albany, Georgia, would create a 3,800-pound pecan pie.
That's just bitchy.
Bunch of dicks. Yeah.
Oh, not to worry, because the next year, Okmulgee would attempt to make a 7,000-pound pie, and they would go in this back and forth. And again, they did it in 1989. They made like a 13,000-pound pie.
Just think, though, Dana, be thankful that it was blueberry pie in this movie and not pecan pie, because then it would look like projectile poop.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so chunky.
FYI,
I wouldn't know because I walked away from the scene. I don't even remember what they
so fake.
It is pretty fake.
So fake.
FYI, the current largest pecan pie, according to Guinness World Records, was set in 1999 by the El Paso Diablos Baseball Club, weighing it at 41,586 pounds. That's nearly 19 tons and measuring 50 feet across.
That's a very big pie.
And then the entire town of El Paso got diabetes.
and vomited.
And finally, this year would be the debut of one of the most endearing, bizarre plush toys of the decade, Popples.
Yay, Popples!
I wanted a Popple so
Was that the one that wouldn't go down?
No, Popples is the one that you folded into itself and it like turned into a little fuzzy ball.
Oh, yeah.
You're thinking Weeble Wobble.
Yeah, it came in three different sizes. The big one, the medium one, the small one.
Just like shove it into itself.
Yes, it had like a little pouch at its back.
That was quite the gesture, Dana. Well done.
That's what you had to do. You'd have to like jam it down into
jamming it. She's basically fisting.
Fisting a Popple.
That is kind of what you had to do to get it back inside itself.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Created by Susan Trentel for American Greetings. Yes, the card company. Yep. Weird. She worked on such massive hits as Strawberry Shortcake and the Care Bears. So she got together with designer Thomas Schneider and would take their collapsible cuties to Mattel and combined it with a torrent of animated shows and comic books. It would be the brightly colored success that would have now 5 relaunches since 2001.
Wait, do they still sell them?
Yeah, there's a new series in 2025. Wow. Yeah, and speaking of torrents of brightly colored nostalgia, August 8th, 1986.
Brightly colored, or is it more drab?
Gross.
I mean, it was kind of bluey-ish, yeah.
Very kind of like Grapes of Wrath, Prairie.
Yeah, Very great. Stand By Me would have a preview opening of just 16 theaters, pulling in almost $250,000 its first weekend, which is an insane per screen average of over $15,000 per theater, which would be about equal to the entire top 5 per screen averages combined this week. The top 5 this week would be James Cameron's sequel juggernaut Aliens in its 4th week at number 1 with $5.7 million. At number 2 would be The Karate Kid Part 2. The true summer sleeper hit would be up from number 4 the previous week, taking in $3.6 million in its 8th week. Seriously, this film lasted all goddamn summer.
Impressive.
Yeah.
It was the song.
Yeah.
It was the whole soundtrack.
It was the soundtrack. In third, arguably the best of the franchise, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. The meta fourth wall breaking sequel came a full decade before Scream or Wes Craven's New Nightmare. That brought in about $3.5 million in its second week. In fourth, fellow newcomer and personal favorite, One Crazy Summer. That is Savage Steve Holland's sophomore feature with 3.4 in its opening weekend, also featuring John Cusack. And in fifth place would be Top Gun in its 13th week, taking in $3.4 million on its way to being the highest grossing film of the year. Other notable releases this week include Blake Edwards' Misfire, A Fine Mess. That's Howie Mandel and Ted Danson doing a weird buddy comedy thing, slapsticky. Didn't quite land. Another generational trauma-inducing animated kids movie, Transformers the movie, and Spike Lee's debut feature, She's Gotta Have It. It would finally get a wide release 2 weeks later on August 22nd, launching all the way to number 2 behind Cronenberg's The Fly in its second week at number 1. This would go on to take number 1 for the next 3 weeks, starting in Labor Day weekend, and would stay in the top 5 until October. Overall, it would make an incredible $52.3 million against its tiny $8 million budget, which, by the way, Norman Lear basically fronted this whole thing because Rob Reiner wasn't exactly known for doing this kind of drama because he was still fairly new as a director of feature films. Oh, it was the most successful Stephen King adaptation at the time, and it remains in the top 10 most successful Stephen King adaptations. Yeah. No, actually, Shawshank never really made that much money when it was in the theaters.
Cult.
Yeah, it kind of picked up afterwards. Green Mile made a lot of money. And then, of course, now with it and Part 1 and Part 2, they make like a ridiculous amount of money. But yeah, it's such a strange movie because I didn't remember it being so weirdly paced.
It is.
I do. I remember that.
Yeah, because it kind of has that meandering quality to it, which I do appreciate. It's kind of fun because you get to really live with these characters.
Well,
I don't want to live with a baby voice.
If the child didn't cry every 10 minutes, then the movie wasn't doing its job.
Yeah, there's a lot of sobbing and feeling terrible for yourself.
Should we? I feel like this one we should actually qualify who has experience with this movie and who does not.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, for me, I saw it when I was a kid, but all I remember about it is the pie eating scene and then the very end of the movie. I remember nothing about the in between, but I also was in my freshman year English class. I had already read all the books that the teacher assigned. So the teacher gave me The Body to read instead of everything else. So I was actually, this was my homework, was to read The Body and then watch the movie to compare and contrast how they did it. So this feels like a very academic exercise for me on this one.
Interesting.
I think I definitely saw this in like a literature to film class in high school. Like I remember taking a lit and film class in our high school, which is weird that they offered that, but they did. But I remember seeing it before that when I was a kid too.
No,
nothing.
All right.
Nothing.
All you smarty pantses.
I thought it. I was like,
you knew there was a dead body.
I knew there was a body. I knew there was a train. I thought one of the kids died from the train. I
mean, technically, yes, they did.
That's true. One of the kids did.
One of the kids did. Yeah.
I kind of remembered the.
She kept being like for Sutherland's in this?
Yeah, because I thought I had seen parts of this movie, but as we were watching this, I was like, no, the only parts of this movie I watched were not from this movie, but My Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Two very different movies.
Two very different movies.
We have two smarty pantses who were like, I researched this and did this in school. I obviously didn't see this when it first came out because I was 4, and this was deeply inappropriate for somebody who was 4.
When did this come out again?
86.
I mean, I probably watched it when I was 7.
Sure. I mean, I'm sure I watched it, but when I hit a teen, like middle school, this hit my 2 very special interests of being
Stephen
obsessed
King.
with Stephen King and realizing that River Phoenix existed and was all River
He's so
Phoenixy.
sweet.
He's
And so I
sweet.
went back
To
to
tell
like,
you, I think I did watch this the first time because
He died.
no, because Wesley Crusher's in it.
Oh, because
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
The whole time I was watching it, all I could do was hear you two in my ear going, Will Wheaton.
and we've decided we can tolerate it if we think about it as a Star Trek movie, and then we're good with it.
Okay.
It's him in a holodeck.
tolerate as if this wasn't
It's him in a holodeck.
wasn't an absolute delight.
Oh my God, it's so
experience
boring.
again.
I mean,
oh my
to be
God.
fair, I don't love this movie. I don't. It's not one of my favorites of his. I generally don't love his dramatic stuff as much as the scary stuff. It's just not as much fun. I do think it is not the painful experience that you guys.
Oh, it's
I mean,
Not painful, just boring.
He didn't hate it as much
I
as
was just
Mystic
like,
Pizza.
oh my God. Mystic Pizza was so boring.
I said she didn't hate it as much as Mystic Pizza.
Yeah,
So-
I
Yeah,
don't
that
think
is the
there's a-
right answer. This is the
Yeah.
wrong answer, Helen.
Do I want to watch a bunch of teenage boys camping? No, I don't.
It is interesting because, like, aside
many
from the
things.
implied and actual genital trauma,
I don't want to watch Will Wheaton reaching into his jockeys to like pull off a leech.
I didn't like the camping in Harry Potter.
Oh my
Taking
God,
rolling
it's
socks.
boring.
But like,
Yeah.
I don't want to. So I don't want to watch it now. Like, and with Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling sucks. There was. I have to insert that everywhere. Because
Right.
us.
No, that's
There
fair.
were the sounds of animals that could have
Oh
potentially
yeah, like
been scary.
coyote. Whoa. Also,
Yeah.
that dead body was kind of lame. Like I
mean,
feel
like,
like
My only issue is that body would have been more deteriorated
gross.
in that heat.
Yeah.
way more
100%.
gross.
Yeah.
'Cause it had been days already.
he had been missing for what, like a week?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
long enough for them to expand the search of
There
a few things.
would have definitely been
Rigor
animals.
Mortis would have said it. They wouldn't have been able to pick him up.
There was.
No.
We heard
Well, no,
coyotes.
so rigor
It
mortis
would've
sets
been
in and then
bloated.
loosens again. You don't stay stiff
Yeah, it would have been
forever.
bloated and stuff would have been like oozing out.
There would have been
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
limbs
Yeah.
torn off. There would have been some
Oh,
Some
his eyes would have been
animal,
gone.
yeah.
chewing
His-
totally. He
Oh.
wouldn't
And we
have
should
eyes.
point out this is a Stephen King movie, so the fact that they didn't do those things is
Right.
odd.
Totally.
Yeah, I think that was an effort to humanize.
I
so
thought
that
it was
they
an
weren't-
effort to make sure that it could be shown on TV.
Sure, it was probably that, but I think it's also just so that because he really does see himself and like the misery that everybody has with not only their parents but their siblings in this film. It is just like again, it's like
Oh my
so
God,
many,
the most broken
so
families,
many-
right?
so many broken people.
That is a terrible father.
Like
Oh,
even,
yeah, he's
all the
fucking
fathers
even
shitty.
before the
horrible.
brother dies, the father is terrible.
I actually
Yeah.
had to go look and make sure that Stephen King didn't lose a sibling at any point because he really likes
Yes.
exploring the aftermath of a sibling death.
Mm-hmm.
This and it, and probably others that I'm not even thinking
Others,
of.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he kind of like set that up for so many, like ordinary people. Like so,
Right.
the sibling death has become such a trope.
Well, because it's a good way to have an introspective character.
Well,
Yeah,
it's also a good way to show the dysfunction that was always there, but now I have the hiccups, guys, and it makes me so sad. Because I'm saying a smart thing and then I go like I'm fucking goofy. Anyway, not fucking goofy. That would be
Yeah, no,
inappropriate.
that'd be
a whole
weird.
other story.
Podcast. You know what I mean.
one day we're gonna watch the Goofy movie and talk about how much we want to fuck
God.
Goofy. But this is
I've
not that
never seen
episode.
Do you
the
want to
Goofy
watch the
movie,
Goofy movie?
so-
Helen's never seen it.
Never
I
seen
mean,
it.
if we could
See,
just.
that's the problem is you're the only one that has any attachment to
Oh
the
no, I love Powerline.
Goofy movie, the
Powerline's
rest of
great
us are too
song.
old.
It's the fucking best,
It's
right?
a great song. Yeah, that's a banger. That used to be on my workout.
I got nothing.
That is squarely
No
a
idea.
millennial movie.
Yeah, that one
Randall's
is.
not millennial.
No, I'm not,
He's
but-
Randall's not millennial.
I'm not,
Yeah.
but I love that song. That song is legit a bop. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's a bop.
I really like, yeah, with the sibling stuff in this, I did appreciate like the two like flashbacks that you kind of get out of it.
I totally forgot John Cusack was the
Oh,
brother.
I know, baby John Cusack.
No, that was kind of what
Maybe
drew me
everybody.
in. Yeah.
Is this like one of the first movies for almost all the characters, all the actors in this?
Yeah.
Well, this is definitely Jerry O'Connell's first movie. I think
I
everybody
know.
was.
He's such a baby too.
Yeah,
Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah, he was apparently there was an interview they were talking with him about that. He was just like, he was so happy that he got this because then he could swear. He's like, this is so cool.
Swear, smoke, drink.
Yeah.
Like these kids are when we talk about like the 80s being like latchkey kid era, this is like just completely
feral children.
Feral kid era, right?
This is Lord of the Flies kid era.
Yeah.
I mean,
they were just like, yeah, we're going to disappear for 2 days.
Yeah, I don't think I would have gotten away with 2 days, but I have definitely got away with like 15, 16, 18 hours with my parents.
I would not have gotten away with like 15 minutes with my parents. But let alone, I didn't want to leave for 15 minutes with my parents.
My parents were like, they worked, so I could have escaped. And I did, like, from 9 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night. Nobody would care where I was. I mean, they care, but they wouldn't really care.
Well, and this is also something I remember having to explain to somebody is that the immediacy of being out meant that there was no contact. Like when you're out, you're gone. Like, there's
you
no
drank from
way
the
to
hose
like,
and you were gone.
Yeah, there was no way to like nobody's.
That's why so many times during this movie when they're like, maybe we should go home. We didn't plan this properly. Maybe we should all turn around.
When nobody bought food. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, maybe you should.
That was my favorite part when they were like, we've got $2.79. We can get stuff with that. And I'm like, yes, $2.
In 1959, yeah, you can.
1959, you could, yeah. That would buy like a sack of potatoes.
Oh yeah, he got like, what was it? It was like 1.5 pounds of like ground round out of that. So, you know.
It did strike me. One of the things that struck me early on was thinking about the fact that they're not going to make movies about this era anymore.
No, thank God. Oh my God.
Well, no, but it's not like, but think about it in like 20 years, they're not going to be making movies about the 80s anymore. It'll be too far past the zeitgeist.
I mean, I think there always
you'll
is
have
room
historical
for it.
dramas like about the Iran
historical dramas.
Maybe it'll be like the History Channel.
Yeah, no, I think that's actually pretty accurate.
It makes me kind of sad that like the It TV show, they're putting it in the original time period. Like, you know, the movie did
the 50s to the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're moving it back to the 50s and doing, I think it's that version of it.
Right.
Even though they're saying it's a continuation. But I was watching that thinking like our parents are never, like the parents that are still around, they are never going to see themselves represented on the screen again. That's a bummer. It's like the opposite of coming of age. It's the going of age.
I'm not worried about it.
I'm gonna say
it's just more about my concern of sliding into irrelevance.
I'm just boomers have had a thumb on cultural consciousness for decades.
Of course, I look at it more as it's coming for us. Like it's not going to stop with them.
I don't know if it will because the boomer, like Bryce says, the boomer culture has eclipsed everything else for so long.
Yeah, and her mom doesn't even like watching things from her era anymore.
Yeah, she
watched it. She likes NCIS and
she likes
Criminal Minds,
or she likes like way back stuff.
Yeah, I think. Well, the other thing is that if you do set it in, it's not going to be like this kind of portrayal of it, where it's fairly realistic and grounded. It's going to be like a caricature of itself, kind of like how. Yeah.
The poodle skirt.
It's like how Back to the Future put the 50s. It's a very cartoony 50s.
Yep.
Right.
And I feel like everything that has come out of like even the remake of the It when they set it in the because what is it's set in like
in the 90s. It's the early 90s.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and I was just like, it's still a little. It's not quite.
I had a problem with them setting it in the 90s because it didn't feel like the 90s. It felt like it was still.
Well,
like vaguely 80s-ish.
It also felt like jokey version of the 90s where it felt too...
Oh, that hard crash into New Kids on the Block?
Yeah, it felt too meta and self-referential and postmodern, and it just wasn't a good look.
When was this movie supposed to take place?
59.
59.
Yeah.
Yep.
And can we just talk, this will only take 30 seconds, but can we talk about the fact that Richard Dreyfuss was 39 years old when he made this movie, and he looks 65.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Richard Dreyfuss, though. He's been a perpetual retiree.
I mean, yes, but also
the hairline.
I think it's
not just the hairline. I marvel at how old everybody looked in the 70s and 80s. Like they intentionally aged themselves. I don't get it.
It was only 10 years after. This is only a decade after Jaws, and he looked pretty young in Jaws.
I don't know. I always think of Richard Dreyfuss as Mr. Holland's opus, Richard Dreyfuss. So I actually saw this and I'm like, oh, he's such a baby.
That's because that's our age range.
I also don't know if it was because he had like that old Commodore, but I was like, he's kind of hunky, kind of smart. I like him.
You know.
They all
Just shaking your head at that.
Better than serial killer Steve Buscemi.
I would.
This is a massive upgrade.
If we're gonna
bowl cut Steve Buscemi, give it to me every day.
Yeah, if we're gonna look at like Richard Dreyfuss in his mid years on that, I'd still take Stakeout. Like he had that sleazy mustache, and it was did he have the mustache in that one?
I think remember.
It was.
Now I have to look up Richard Dreyfuss.
No, it's Jaws Richard Dreyfuss forever.
Down and Out in Beverly Hills. That's my Richard.
Oh, Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Yeah,
that's the
great.
mustache, Randall.
This movie was so blah for me that we didn't watch it that long ago, and I already forgot half of it. I'm like, when was Richard Dreyfuss in this movie? As you're talking,
my God,
he's
the very beginning and the very end. Yeah,
at the beginning, he's in the very beginning too, which I had totally forgotten about.
Well, I like that as a slow setup for this movie,
and he's the dad at the end.
Sitting there
you guys
reflecting.
keep talking about how much you've forgotten about this movie. I think because it's boring and not worth watching.
Because I was really young when I saw this movie. I don't think I've ever seen that opening scene with him because I always thought that the last scene where he's writing about everybody and he starts talking about how Chris was stabbed, I always thought that was like a twist ending. That there was a reveal. And I didn't realize that at the beginning of the movie, they give it away. Like the first thing you see is that Chris was stabbed to death.
Yeah,
I had no recollection of that.
You're thinking of Saving Private Ryan. That's the twist.
I think of a lot of
author reveal.
Where they did that. And that it doesn't really matter.
Well, and I kind of like that because I remember in the book, he actually goes back and he sees like, who is it? Ace.
He sees the Ace.
And Ace is like a burnout drunk. And it's just like this.
But this movie is even happier in the book because in the book, all his friends are dead.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's dead.
Yeah, doesn't one of Chris loses an arm, don't they? I've heard something about
who is it?
Teddy?
It's Teddy Duchamp. Ends up he's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, he was in another
Chambers
prison.
dies in a stabbing. Vern Tessio, I think, is the one that got off best because he married somebody from like
he just had a heart attack.
High school and then died of a heart attack.
These kids aren't doing much for themselves to help themselves.
I mean, it's a small town.
Their parents aren't doing anything to help them.
Their quote unquote teen gang does what? Knock mailboxes off? Like,
I mean, that was pretty bad.
Cars, apparently.
Yeah. I was really annoyed for all those people. I'm like, it is not a small thing to rebuild a mailbox.
No, and it's a federal crime.
I don't think Ace really gave a shit.
They're not like selling drugs or anything, you know?
It's a federal crime. They do threaten several times to murder small children.
Yeah. They do. They are pretty free and easy with weaponry.
I remember in the book they actually
giving themselves lame ass tattoos in a.
I love how you're like mailboxes are sacred, but human life fuck everybody.
No, because in the book they catch up with the kids and they beat the shit out of them. Yeah. Like,
I'm glad they didn't beat the shit out of kids because I don't need another movie. I don't need another movie where like grown ass men are beating children.
Really do that.
Can I do a quick poll? Who here likes that middle school age of children?
No.
Fuck no.
I do.
Why?
I think
it's the worst age.
It's the worst age.
Genuinely the worst age.
Literally the best age.
No, this is a great. So for a period of time, I dated a guy who was a middle school choir teacher, and I sat in on one of his classes one day. And the the middle school aged girls were the most terrifying things I have ever seen. They all walked in their like juicy couture because that's what
my God
was, and they wouldn't do anything he said. And when he tried to get them involved, they looked at him and went, "No."
I think it's when people develop their kind of like
sense of independence.
No, their mob mentality.
Yep. Okay. Here is the unexpected Bryce has layers thing for the day.
Great. Love it.
I truly love this age group. I used to teach after school program drama to middle schoolers, and they bad middle schoolers, the middle schoolers that had to make up credits because they weren't going to graduate into high school. So they had to do after school programs. And then pre-pandemic, I would volunteer to go do after school homework help again with the bad middle schoolers who needed.
Hell no.
And I find that age group so like interesting, generally delightful. Everything is so serious to them because they're experiencing it for the first time. So everything is like really intense and really important. And this is kind of the last time that like they're balancing on the edge of wanting to be an adult and still being a kid. And you really can like tip them in a good place.
I think this is an important
telling
question.
you, from like the age of 12 until the age of 20, I don't want to see kids.
I think
No.
this is an important question and totally relevant to the movie. Who here was bullied in middle school?
Oh, God, yeah.
Me, big hands up, me.
I was bullied throughout my entire childhood from like
because I would say the reason that I say
18.
hell no to middle school, like I was bullied in elementary school, but I was fucking bullied in middle school was the absolute worst of it.
Oh, 100%. I cried at least 5 times a week in middle school, but also as an adult, I can tell the difference between children and the way they treat each other and the way that like I interacted with them as adults.
That's my thing is when I saw what I witnessed when I went back there, and it was for a very short period of time, but they were treating the adults the exact same way that I was treated when I was 13 years old. And I have no time for that anymore. Like, you want to bully me, at least be my contemporary.
I mean, I in my various like interactions with middle school as an adult just lucked out with my on the edge bad kids middle schoolers.
I'm really impressed. I think you must have a gift with them, Bryce.
Like
maybe they see you when they're like, oh, we gotta like step it up a bit.
I would
this bitch is not gonna let it fly.
I would probably love like middle school drama kids or middle school choir geeks. I'd be fine with them. But if you're just random
Gen Pop middle schoolers,
no,
my homework kids were Gen Pop middle schoolers. Like they were. Maybe it's because I got to torture them and that was fun. But I tortured them.
I think you intimidated them, and
I
like,
tortured them with adult kindness. So I'd walk and they would be mean to each other, and I would be like, "All right, everyone, I'm tired of you being mean to each other. We're gonna go around the circle and say nice things about each other. I will start." And then I'd say nice things about each one of them, and they curled up like they were about to die. And then I made them say nice things about each other, and they tried to be sarcastic, and I made them keep going until they said a genuinely nice thing.
What you're saying is you broke them down and rebuilt them again.
All right, this is coming back to making sense as a Bryce personality trait again.
Yes,
wonderful.
there we go. Oh, God.
But they were better off for it, and they liked me, and they talked to me and told me secrets.
Yeah, they were better. They probably were. You took their raw clay and shaped it into something useful.
I actually really liked. There's that scene when he goes off and he's like buying the provisions, and he goes to the store owner who's played by Bruce Kirby. And it's a great little scene, but it's just
whose last name I would never be able to pronounce.
Oh, Chulio.
And it just rolls off their tongue, and I was like, nope.
Listen, you're from Massachusetts. Don't even start with us on like not being able to pronounce shit, including Massachusetts.
Massachusetts is easy. Not if you're Greek.
When you look at it written out.
Massachusetts.
But like that scene to me really fits like what it's like to interact with adults, especially at that age. It feels like, because he's just like, what? Please stop talking to me.
Yeah, why are you talking to me? Pay no attention to me.
Yeah, I'm just like, I just want the things and I want to go. And he's like talking about his brother, which also is like, oh my God, now I am like reliving this trauma. Thanks for that. But it's because I've had that moment like when I was that age.
Explain how his brother died?
He got hit by
he rolled a Jeep.
Yeah.
He died in a Jeep accident. I think it's the same in the book, isn't it?
I think I remember. I could be mixing this up with the Wonder Years. I thought I remembered something to do with the war, but I thought it was
no. He died in a
too.
car accident in this one, and that whole thing. I can never tell if it's like part of his hatred of himself, like that dream when his dad, played by Marshall Bell, who's always like
horrible dream.
Yeah, when he's just like, it should have been you, and it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's something he probably overheard, but hopefully not heard to his face. Not that that's any better.
I think that there is a chance.
I've
that the dad said.
I don't think he ever heard of it. Yeah. I think he just internalized it. I think he never felt as good as his brother because he thought his brother was so good.
Well, he probably heard something like, "Why did it have to be Denny?" And then filled in, "They wanted me instead."
Well, because he's the all-star quarterback, and then you have your little.
Denny's the only one that's nice to him. So it's like on top of the fact that the favored child has just died, the favored child was also his caretaker.
Decent person,
his only connection to humanity, because his mother basically is checked out.
Yep.
And then his father's like
an asshole.
Complete like fucking, and it's not as bad as like
demanding asshole.
Right. And I feel like the Chambers
trying to take credit for his kids' success and not any responsibility for their failures.
Right. Yeah. And this was something that Rob Reiner had brought to a lot of the story, because the book is really just like it's a whole, like you get a lot more about Duchamp and like his dad.
That was good makeup, by the way. The ear.
Oh, with the ear.
The bone ear. That was like convincing.
And it's just enough to be like, ooh.
But you look at it and you're like, oh, that was painful.
And I'm sorry, I don't know if there's ever been better casting than Corey Feldman as the weird kid.
Oh yeah,
not just the weird kid, the kid who might have like simmering
bipolar.
mental illness.
Yeah. And Corey Feldman in interviews has said like this is probably the closest to his personality that he's had to as a performer.
Yeah, that seems right.
At such a young age.
Even his little glasses, like you're like, oh.
Where it's just like it is that weird, like completely.
Although
bipolar.
I was not cool with him taunting the junkyard dog. That was not
taunting the dog.
Taunting, like making fun of the junkyard dog. Not cool.
Old Chopper who just wanted to roll around, show his little belly.
I know it's always hard when you see a fuzzy dog and you're like, oh, you're not angry, you're just happy.
He's a golden retriever. He's fine.
Although, that whole like sick balls thing is.
At least it wasn't. At least it wasn't the good son.
No. Yeah. So no overt like pet murdering. I did kind of like that scene when it's just like an old man just yelling at these children, and I'm just like, why would you just?
The one thing I will give these kids, they have a admirable swear vocabulary.
Yep.
Like their skills at like put downs and swears is just phenomenal.
It's lucky my mom is nowhere near, because if she had been around, I would have your mommed her all over the place just because.
Oh my God. Shakespearean level insults in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like that, because I remember, it's like you first discover these things. So I was absolutely foul mouthed because I could be.
You go for the jugular too.
Yeah.
Like everything was just like, oh.
Yeah.
Suck my fat one, you cheap dime store hood.
Yeah.
Brutal.
That's such a great, and I think you get
like
because
bragging and putting down at the same time.
Yeah.
Really...
To Kiefer Sutherland, who is terrifying.
Yeah, he's genuinely terrifying. Apparently, the kids, like when they were shooting this, they had like the run, like it was one of the hotels. They had got, it was some kind of story where they fucked with his car.
Oh shit!
And Kiefer Sutherland was pissed and came up and was like, they were genuinely like scared of him, and he's just like. Just leave the fucking car alone.
Leave the fucking car alone.
I think he's scarier in this one than in The Lost Boys, because this one is all plausible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're gonna meet that teenage psychopath.
That kind of like level of like sociopath, where you're like, oh, this guy is capable of anything. He doesn't give a shit.
He's definitely fucked up some people to the point of like hospitalization.
Yeah,
him I'm scared of. The rest of them I'm like, just go fucking do your tattoos in your cornfield. I don't care.
Yeah, the rest of them are kind of like. Yeah, they're just hanging out.
The good thing about this,
they've got lame hair, like he's got.
I don't know. I like Casey Siemaszko's like weird fake pompadour.
The ducktail kind of thing is lame.
I do think the likely, like Kiefer Sutherland, one of his gang is dying before probably a random kid, he would absolutely get one of those knuckleheads killed.
Absolutely.
100%. Absolutely. Yeah.
The one guy really wanted to say something to the cops about the dead kid ages before, like from the very beginning. And they should have just done that. Because then they started moving the dead body there before the police gets there. And I'm like, this is a crime scene that you're messing with.
They didn't have CSI back then. They were just found a body.
Found a body.
Looks like it got hit by a train. That must be it.
I'm pretty sure like that was the extent of the investigation. Just like, well, there it is. All right. Because also there's probably like 2 cops in this entire fucking town.
Sure. And they're out harassing children.
I always thought there was like the suggestion that the kid was like carried off by someone.
No, I mean, he was
I don't know why I thought that.
I mean, he was thrown when he got hit.
That's why he did. Like, that's why he was missing for so long. He was like taken and then killed by somebody.
Well, I think it was just the long walk.
Yeah, I also think that that's just kind of like a trope that we're so used to now.
Yeah.
of like the kid that went
Kids just
missing, and that
disappearing.
starts the journey.
But clearly, when you have feral children who just disappear for 2 days,
But I
that's what
didn't see
happens.
any blueberries by that.
Yeah, where's the blueberries?
Like got hit by a train. You don't know how far he got thrown.
Yeah. Also, anybody, you weird East Coasters, I know the answer from Dana and probably Randall is going to be yes. Anybody else walk across train trellises, jump off train trellises like it wasn't something that could get you killed?
I never jumped.
Never.
I
Never.
did. Oh, we
I did.
we absolutely jumped off.
No,
Probably could've
I
got
also
broken neck.
I don't swim
you
well.
would.
We had bridges though that people would jump off.
Yeah.
Bass River Bridge people.
But I never fucking did it because I didn't do what other people did just because they did them.
No,
Told me to.
I remember there was a
Also, we
point
can't
in
swim.
Yeah,
Also, we
that's,
can't
I'm not
swim.
gonna pretend like I wouldn't have done it if other people had done it. It's more that I can't swim. I would have died.
Oh, fair enough. No, there was an extension of one of the highways. I remember when we were all in high school that it just like was an on ramp to nowhere. It was built out, and you could go out there, and it's like kind of right over Lake Washington or Lake Union. Sorry, it's right over the lake, and you could walk up it and just jump off, and that was kind of what you did back then. Probably not wise because the pylons were still there. So if you missed it, you probably shatter something.
Oh, 100%.
We have a lake on the Cape that is very much leech infested.
Oh yeah.
And I refuse to go into it because I, never having seen this movie,
Ponds, not a lake.
Pond,
It's a pond.
have always been terrified of.
Leeches are terrifying. There should not be
they're
people who are
unpleasant.
not scared of leeches.
They're so
I'm not
gross.
scared of them.
I've
They're just they're really
never encountered
unpleasant.
them in real life, and I am grateful.
Oh,
No, I think
you live enough time
we
on
had-
lakes, you'll find them.
Yeah, to Flax Pond, somebody, when we were
they
on a
don't
field
use
trip,
them.
somebody actually had a leech on them because they went into it. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
Montana
yeah.
just doesn't really have leeches. Like, it's
Yeah,
not
it's
a,
Colorado either.
That's like glacial
Right.
runoff lakes
Yeah.
that you guys have.
all of,
Like,
like
this
not
is something that
all
has
of
like
them.
sit with a lot of like.
Our pond and lake and stream dangers were snapping turtles,
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
You don't want
which
to get
also
in.
get stuck on you in a way that's not fun.
No.
But are easier to see.
Or they just bite off a toe.
Yeah, you're gonna lose like a good chunk of skin.
definitely
So
will.
we would go tubing, and you would have to learn how to lie flat under the barbed wire strewn across like the stream or the river, and you would have to learn how to boost your ass up out of the inner tube when there were turtles in the water.
None of it
They
sounds
would
fun to
absolutely
me.
bite on.
None of this sounds fun to me.
Yikes.
Listen, there's
It's
a reason.
floating. It's
There's a
fun.
reason that I moved to New York and left all this behind, because it did in fact suck.
Yeah,
But it was how I grew up.
Yeah, I did want to add that originally when they wrote this, they got the rights to do this from The Body. They were going to call it The Body. It was under Embassy Pictures, and they originally got Adrian Lynn to kind of sign on to the project, which I think this would have been a very different movie. But like the two guys that are credited for writing are Bruce Evans, who, along with other things, Cuffs is one of my absolute favorites. He was the writer and director of that with
Christian Slater.
Christian Slater in
That's
the 90s.
funny.
But he also wrote Starman before this, and then would go on to do such classics as Assassins, Jungle to Jungle, and Mr. Brooks.
It took
Jungle to Jungle.
Yeah, those aren't, probably the best. But he was a consultant for, I believe it was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I think those are a very different type of coming of age.
Very different.
All boring.
Thomas.
Yeah, I have seen Jungle to Jungle.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's all right.
The one thing I also did want to kind of think is like the thing about setting it in the 50s, especially on this, is like a lot of the homophobia and the existence like of this really horrifyingly violent masculinity that just kind of existed. And I don't want to say that, like, because it's set here, it excuses it, but it feels like it
kind of is. It fits the the time period. Like
you kind of expect
you
it.
expect it. Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't. It's not surprising.
It's also like a common theme in Stephen King stuff. Like all of that, the toxic masculinity, the child bullies who are like an extreme level. That's all very Stephen King.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder about a guy who is so aware of toxic masculinity and seems like a legitimately good guy will just once in a while drop the shittiest misogyny in his books like it's nothing, and then turn around and write like the most amazing female characters. Hello, Dolores Claiborne, I'm looking at you. Like, you're like, what is happening?
Well, number one, drugs. But number two, I also think he was just kind of a product of the time. Like, he writes, I think Stephen King grew as a person at the same time that he grew as a writer, and his writing kind of shows that. The Stand was relatively early on in his career.
I mean, but you also
have
Carrie as his first ever novel, which
first book, yes,
is an interesting, is like a fascinating look at like teenage girlhood and being in isolation. And
it did kind of occur to me, especially watching this one, that like literally the only outside of the fantasy story that he's telling, the only woman is the only woman in this is the mother.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the waitress that comes out and yells at them for firing the gun behind there. And I was like, because then once you get into fantasy, then it's also
guys, the gun. How did they not kill each other with that gun?
Because it's not now. Like in the 80s, everybody didn't kill each other.
Everywhere.
I was going to say they probably all have at least some kind of.
This is like the opposite of Chekhov's gun. This is like
a gun that is fired. It does get fired.
It does get fired. And it does get fired in the last scene. He shoots it up in the air to get everyone's attention.
But nobody gets hurt by it. It's just kind of like the gun that will not maim anyone, which I'm fine with. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
That's the thing is, I
solved
feel
a lot of problems.
Because it's a Stephen King movie, you expect it to take all of these super violent turns, and the fact that it doesn't.
No, all the violence most of the violence had already happened. Yeah.
Yeah, it built tension on reputation alone, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
And also that is the moment when Gordy kind of goes like, no, I'm not taking this anymore. And it is like I wouldn't say it's believable, but I do that. Like, honestly, one of my favorite lines in this movie.
You must have at least some of your brother's good sense. What are you going to do? Shoot us all?
Always. Just you.
Just you. And I was
all I need to do, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I just want to kill you. I don't care what happens after that. And I was like, that is ice cold.
Yeah.
But he also knows that, like, if he kills Kiefer Sutherland,
they're all gonna
are just running.
They're gonna run.
Yeah. They're all chicken shit. You know, Kiefer's the only genuinely dangerous person.
Kiefer knows that too. He's just like, I'm not gonna fuck around with this.
I do also think though that this movie, I think part of the reason it did so well is that it's one of the only ones I can think of from this time period that treated the kids as complete people.
Yes,
allowed them to have moments of like severe vulnerability that I can't think of many other movies where you'd have
they are very kind of like well developed characters as like people.
The scene between Will Wheaton and River Phoenix, where he, like, I guess there are actually two of them. Yeah. But
I wish to hell I was your dad.
Yes.
Amazing. Like amazing.
And because that you had, like, everybody had that friend who was like preternaturally mature and was a caretaker for everybody.
Because they're being parentified at home.
But that, I feel like it was rare that you would get a non-cartoon version of kids like this.
Yeah.
And I think that actually made a big difference in why the movie was such a big hit, because it was treated with, like, that's something Rob Reiner is great at.
Or because there's way too many boomers in the world.
I mean,
they're going to show
all of those things can be true at the same time.
I mean, there's interviews where Will Wheaton has talked about how this is where he had learned what an actor's director is, because Reiner was a performer. And Kiefer Sutherland also talked about this, where he was like, he would let you, like, he understood that this is going to be a process, and you need to work your way to what you need to get to. And I think he gave everybody like enough time to do it.
He got such good performances out of kids.
Mm-hmm.
In the 80s, you're used to like Macaulay Culkin style delivery, where it's like someone put their lines in front of them and told them, say these lines, and these kids are actually feeling what they're talking about. Like, cast very well, but also I think that he has a touch. Well, he did have a touch, because then North came along, and that was not the same thing.
That's only like half his fault.
I kind of liked North. Kind of.
I keep in the back of my head, I keep thinking maybe I did like North, but I watched it relatively recently, and it's boring as hell.
I don't need to revisit it, but I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I like it. You could just go like the Richard Donner methodology, which is like, all right, everybody scream big eyes, because that was kind of what, kids' performances were on that level.
But that's what.
But no, I think this is like, I think you're right. This is like, you feel these moments, especially like River Phoenix was really impressive at that.
I was about to say the same thing. Like River Phoenix I can't think of a ton of River Phoenix performances outside of Last Crusade that like I fully remember. But I remember this one because he was like, for a 14-year-old kid, he was so good. Like you felt everything coming off of him.
I'm going to say that Stephen King movies in general have good child acting, like The Shining.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He was great. The kid in The Mist.
Mm-hmm. Oh God. Fuck that movie.
I mean, it breaks your heart, but it's a good movie.
I will never get over the end of that movie ever. Emotionally traumatized.
It shocked the hell out of me. Even Dr. Sleep. Great kid performance in Dr. Sleep.
I've never watched.
We're not big Stephen King people.
We're not big.
I like him as a human being, but
he wrote a fantasy novel that I think you both would be able to handle and like. Because it is pure fancy. Eye of the Dragon, yeah.
But also, like, they'd be fine with the Dark Tower.
Yeah, Dark Tower gets there's a spider monster,
it's fantasy.
So maybe not. But it's a giant spider monster.
Also really, really long.
Yeah, but they read really fast. They're not dense.
Yeah. I mean, I still think it was.
I think Eye of the Dragon. If we were going to peer pressure you into a Stephen King book, this one would be like it's pure fantasy. You would both like it.
Yeah, like it always throws me off that there's two Castle Rocks in his universe.
Mm-hmm. I know. Yeah, East and West Coast, right?
Yeah, there's an East Coast, and then this one, obviously, like
I guess it's Portland, right? Portland and Portland.
Well, no, they actually shot it. I think it was just outside of Brownsville.
No, I think Helen means that it's like how there's a Portland on the East Coast.
Oh yeah,
on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have been changed that much to put it in its actual like in the universe. But I think he's done this before, where there's like two Castle Rocks, because there's the one that he turned into his kind of fictional place in New England, and then there's this one.
I'm more of a
Castle
fan of
Rock,
Fraggle
and
Rock,
then
guys.
Oh my god,
Fraggle Rock.
Oh my god,
Fraggle Rock. I'm more of a fan of.
Yeah, that's
very different.
That's different. It's slightly better.
The train sequence that is actually not in Oregon. That's actually shot in California, and you can go on there because they have a.
Do they time a train to chase you across the track?
No, because it's no longer a
line.
Yeah, I don't think it's an active line, but they do have a classic style locomotive that they can run on it.
To chase you off the tracks?
Yes, to chase you off the tracks.
In the chat, I dropped a link to a picture of the train trellis we played on as kids. And I'm like,
why?
It is terrifying.
Yeah.
What were we thinking? Oh my God.
I mean, we all used to do a bunch of stupid stuff as kids.
Oh yeah, we did.
Jesus Christ, Bryce.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Really high.
That is so high.
That's probably like at
and
least
you're jumping into the Missouri. It's not a river. But I'm like,
I think
let us do this.
stories.
And the answer was no one knew we were doing this, or they would have absolutely stopped us.
Of course not.
Yeah, that's
I
like.
think the most like craziest things that we would do is go down to the beach by us.
We had no adult supervision, and everyone had a car, and we all had access to firearms.
We were just biking.
It was weird.
I think we also had a lot more
everywhere.
We had so much space. Like,
oh yeah.
And it's not like a small town where everybody knew you and you'd get ratted out. Like you could go.
Yeah. Our town was just big enough.
20 minutes away and nobody would have any idea who you were.
Yeah. We would routinely drive to Helena, which was 90 minutes if you were driving over 60 miles per hour.
We didn't have our licenses.
Oh, you can get your license at 15.
Yeah.
16. So that is like
16 in Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we just biked everywhere.
Then there were the farm kids who got it at 13.
Still can't ride a bike either. No swimming.
We biked to the beach. Like if we weren't working, we biked to the beach, or we were at the house and walked to the pond.
Or the library.
Or the library.
We went to the library.
I sometimes went to the Christian bookstore so I could answer puzzles that they had. So because I really wanted to get Mom a Jesus fish because she really wanted a Jesus fish.
I mean, you can do that now.
Mm-hmm.
I got her one and ended up winning one of the questions they had. And then I never went to that Christian bookstore again.
That's probably for the best.
I also did want to mention that this is technically what started Castle Rock Entertainment.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Because based off of the success of this, Reiner would co-found Castle Rock.
He's like,
because this was a big thing.
Yeah, he's like, thanks for all the money, folks.
Yeah.
That was the other part we haven't covered though yet. I have a very distinct memory of thinking that most of the songs in that movie came from that movie. Like my first introduction to Lollipop was Stand By Me. My first introduction to Stand By Me was Stand By Me. I didn't.
Yeah, it hit like number 9 on the charts this
like
year,
all the
just
songs
based
were
on this movie.
brand new to me. Like that's how
I mean, it is now kind of like completely associated with this movie. Like you can't.
Well, I don't know.
It's a good soundtrack.
Right? For me. Not for you?
No.
Really?
Yeah, you got the Chordettes, the Silhouettes, Buddy Holly. You got
Also, like the fact that they all knew they walked around singing also hit me in this one.
Yeah, that's what
I
you
would never
did.
picture a kid, like a group of kids nowadays.
I definitely did that.
Doing that.
I definitely
you didn't have music unless you brought that little radio with you.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah.
But like just singing like that as a way to pass the time, like
I
can't imagine.
I have a very distinct memory of trying to get home one day with a friend who had one bike between the two of us. Not that it mattered because I couldn't ride it, but like we were trying to get home on this one bike, and every time we would get it up and start going again, we would have to start singing On the Road Again. So it's like 2 8-year-old kids trying to get back to their house while shouting On the Road Again at the top of their lungs. Like I think that's part of like the journey. Is you have to be singing. You have to have a journey too.
Sure.
I remember when we would do it when we were in cross country when we were together. For some
we would
reason,
definitely
we got on a
sing in the
Jag.
speech bus.
We would get on a Jag where, like, for some reason we would sing Christmas songs.
We
while
sing
we were
Christmas
running,
songs
no matter what time of year it was, and it was annoying to someone.
I bet your coach
Animaniacs songs all the time.
Oh, our coach was. I don't think he cared. I'll just put it that way.
I'm sure the chaperones that have to ride in speech buses and sports buses, really, they are so grateful for noise canceling headphones.
Today? Yeah.
Nowadays, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Truly grateful for them.
Those big yellow cheese buses and
in
like,
high school,
we got actual
like teenagers screaming at the top of their lungs
for speech in high school. We had actual tour buses. It was great.
Ooh,
in high school, I sang a lot of Rocky Horror Picture Show all the time.
I mean, same.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
And sometimes fake songs.
I still there's some great tunes in there.
Oh no, I'm not judging that. I'm judging that that's the movie Alex knew. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, look at the kitten. Oh, look at Is she in a biting phase?
She definitely looks.
Yeah.
We're trying to redirect
her biting to the shark toy.
the shark toy she has.
Gotcha.
Oh, she looks definitely smaller when you held her up than she looks in the photos where we don't have like.
She's tiny.
She's tiny.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is something where people would enjoy this. Like, if you grew up with it, I think it hits. But on its own, it's very weirdly paced. It's.
I mean, I like it because I like it for a lot of reasons, but I like it because it reminds me a lot of my own feral childhood. Actually, I didn't see a dead body until I was in college, but that is a story for a different podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
But I was a feral child. This reminded me that it's so many of my like special interest all smooshed into one movie. I still like it, and it holds up for me.
I think if you were a boomer, you could go back and enjoy this exactly the same way because it's still going to give you the same childhood feels. I think for me, I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. I was able to watch it without being bored, and I can appreciate most of the elements about it. It just doesn't particularly have any. I didn't feel the nostalgia tug on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it's like one of those movies that you have to see, like culturally, you know?
Oh my God.
It's kind of, I mean, other than the fact that it's, some really great performances from younger
There's
actors.
a dead body and kids get chased by a train on Phyllis. There you go.
River Phoenix, you really feel for him.
Yes.
Because
he's got stuck in his circumstances.
He's stuck in his circumstances, and you feel for him because he's getting the bad reputation of his brother, not of himself.
His whole family.
He's like,
well, it sounds like his whole family.
A genuinely good human being.
He's a person, and he's stuck in a shitty situation.
And also an amazing actor.
But he got out.
Yeah.
He did get out.
That's like, even though he's dead at the end, he got out.
Yeah, but everybody's dead in the end of the story.
Yeah, that's the Greek tragedy of it, right? Like you're trying to like escape out of your fate and you're still kind of tied to it.
Fucking Greeks.
I know.
Yeah.
Why do we do this?
I did love that ending line where he just sits there and is like, God, I never had friends.
You never
like
had
that
friends
when
like you did when you were 12. Yeah.
Jesus, do any of us?
Does
Yeah,
any of us?
exactly.
And I'm like, like there was a certain level of bond that just was insane.
I don't know. For me, it was 17. 12, I don't.
When I was 17.
I would say like 15.
I wouldn't
like
romanticize any of my 12-year-old friend.
No.
17, I don't.
All my high school friends I did not keep in touch with.
No, but when you're in the moment.
When you're in the moment.
Yeah, when you're in the moment, you are.
No.
For me, it was 17.
There was one friend that was important to me, but then all the rest, because one of them, she once knocked my stuff into the trash because we had an argument, and I was like, well, why don't you just get back together with your on again, off again, on again, off again, off again, on again, off again boyfriend? And she got mad at me for that. And so she knocked all my school books into the trash. And her on again, off again, on again, off again, on again, off again boyfriend once used to chase me around the school, constantly trying to whisper to me, Satan loves you. And one day he did it to me in the cafeteria, and just to get rid of him, I knocked my hand back and I punched him in the face. And after that, he stopped bothering me.
I think we just unlocked Alex's trauma.
I'm kidding, Alex.
I know, right? Yeah. So maybe something
high
did.
school.
Yeah, maybe something did trigger when you were watching.
I hated high school because I was constantly bullied. I was bullied in grammar school and called a tub of lard, even though if you look photos at me in grammar school, I was not a chunky kid, but I was a normal sized kid and still called a chunk of lard.
Alex,
so when
I was called fat too in middle school.
I do appreciate that they don't call Jerry Connell's character
pounds.
like they don't bully him for being chubby, you know?
No, they don't. They
I mean, he says it a lot himself because he's like, oh yeah, make fun of the fat kid. He's like kind of pre-owning it a little bit.
I
but
love that
they never actually focus on.
They never.
No, they don't call. They don't call Corey Feldman crazy. They don't make fun of anybody else for being poor.
They're super accepting.
They keep it generic. Like they keep it generic insults, like
because they're
being gay and your mother.
But they're the losers club before the losers club.
Yeah.
And that's always
that's
like the
basically what
losers
it
don't
is.
go after each other for those things. That's what the bullies are for.
Yeah, and it is like that weird kind of like camaraderie that you get for, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is kind of, it's very sweet. I mean, I'm still very, good friends with a lot of people that I've known since, like grade school.
High school. I don't talk.
Yeah.
I'm not friends with anybody I went to elementary school or middle school with, but high school.
Yeah.
I
mean,
I'm Facebook friends with my first friend ever.
Yeah. I didn't start making really good tight friends until college, and now I'm stuck with all you people.
Yeah, exactly. And you better fucking like it, Brian.
Well, that sounds like a great place to end.
And scene.
You better fucking like it.